This is not affiliated, sponsored, any of that. I just did something recently with an Ikea Kitchenette unit as a potting station, and it turned out awesome. So I thought I would share it in case anybody else is trying to do the same. This is the Ikea Sunnersta unit. This comes either with a sink and a faucet or without. I opted for without because I don't really need running water in here. And what I found is that the sink ends up acting like a little extra storage space, which is nice. And then I can drop my little 35 quart container across the top of it. I use this when I'm making soil blocks. And the nice thing about this size is that even with this container, I can fit 2 of my 10-20 trays still right next to it. So I get a ton of working space if I'm going to make soil blocks and put them in here. Number 2, really good storage. So it has this shelf down below. I use that for all of my solid bottom trays and my 2-inch pots for potting up. And then beneath that, I have room for all of my mesh bottom trays and my 72 cell top trays. So again, everything I need is right here. Over here, these are sold as like an accessory for this, and they're meant to be for, I think, recycling. But what I found with them, because these little things lift up, I can get into them even when they're stacked. And so I use this for all of my amendments. So I've got like my blood meal in here. I've got vermiculite, things that I want to grab when I'm potting things up, I can easily get to. And then most importantly, this top one has my seed starting mix in it. And when I want to grab that, it's really easy. But nicely, when I'm done and I want to clean up, and then I have an old wallpaper pasting brush from when I hung wallpaper before, and I can just go like this and put things straight into this little container, and it keeps everything clean. The unit comes with a bunch of different accessories. I like these little hanging cups, like the knife that I use regularly, my dibbler tool. Back here, I've got a bunch of like chalk pens that I label with, or a dry erase marker that I use to cross off tasks. This is a dish drying rack, so it has kind of a little raised edges to allow water to drain off. And so that's good for things like my soil blockers. I can quickly rinse them and drop them there to dry off. There comes the paper towel dispenser. And then it has these hooks, which are handy, so I can hang my little hand tools here and let them stay over this and keep the mess contained. And then the most random serendipitous thing of all, I've been using these plastic sheet protectors for a long time to keep my little reference pages of what I need to do during the gardening season. So this is the year at a glance. That's what I'm doing with my microblock starters. This is just a picture of the garden plan for reference for myself. Randomly, and just pure dumb luck, these little plastic protectors fit perfectly on those little hooks. So it also allows me to keep this nice little reference thing handy as I'm getting my work done. I was planning on doing a big custom unit, and it was literally less expensive to do this. And I think I built it in, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's the usual IKEA deal. You have to use an Allen wrench. It's not the most user-friendly thing in the world, but very doable, no special skill required. And yeah, I highly recommend it. This one was an unexpectedly good outcome. So good job, IKEA.